Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Carrie Pink, obviously. Hoping everyone is as well as can be expected on Monday, the 20th of September, 2021. I haven't been on vocally, if you like, or commenting much in the last few days for personal reasons. But I just want to make one or 2 points. I've seen, over the last weekend, and actually before that, the fundraising carried out by the Ruzek family in order to obtain the services of an online cyberbullying lawyer or solicitor or whatever, to try to stop the harassment, misinformation and abuse against their family, against themselves, which has been going on for 3 years, by the channel The Armchair Detective. What I'm saying here is fair use, truth, fact, integrity, education, none of which it is unable to be proven if people do their research properly. The fact is, as we keep saying, as many keep saying, people aren't asking the Armchair Detective to stop. Mr. and Mrs. Ruzek and Frankie Ruzek haven't stood up and said, please stop, just for the sake of it. They haven't told every single channel not to talk about the case of the tragic loss of their daughter, their sister, their nephew, their nieces, their sister, their grandchildren, just for being petty, or whatever words you want to put. You'll have to forgive me, because I'm not currently terribly well. But I just wanted to say something before I sign off. As I say, what the Ruzeks have been saying for the last 3 years, not only in front of mainstream media cameras, but also directly to one particular channel, The Armchair Detective, is to stop spreading misinformation, creating insider contacts for the annihilator of their family. You have to remember that this is their family, okay? They've lost their entire family. This is a grief that will go on forever. Now, as I say, Mr. Ruzek and Frankie and Mrs. Ruzek have never said don't report on their case, but they've asked you that you do it using all the facts that you have. No speculation, no making up characters, no fake insiders, no accusing law enforcement or CBI of covering up things or trying to track down somebody who was involved with the murderer but has never been jailed, never been charged. And the murderer has confessed and is in prison for the rest of his life. So we've seen with the Armchair Detective that he hasn't followed that request. I'm putting the words politely. From watching, from research, from fact gathering. And for the last 3 years, he has been asked directly on his lives since early 2019. I've seen myself when Mr. Ruzek and Frankie Ruzek literally went on one of his lives, on many occasions actually in that year, to say, please can you stop with your misinformation and your lies about our family and what actually happened in the case, because it's not right, it's not true. And the words of the Armchair Detective, basically, in a nutshell, after all this, has been, well, I don't believe you, I don't care. I'm going to do this because I believe this is my freedom of speech. Well, in the UK, it's freedom of expression anyway, under law. It's not freedom of speech, Armchair. And to make up stories in order to create some kind of dramatic event on your channel is not helping anybody. It's a closed case. Whether you like it or not in private, it's a closed case. You're wondering why people are constantly, as you call it, after you, going after you, hurting you, whatever. Well, look at it this way. You've stated quite clearly in one of your comments recently, in one of your lives, that you've lost your, quote, business by losing your channels on this case. And in my opinion, allegedly, etc., as one has to say for legal reasons, that says it all. It says to me you're not doing this for altruistic reasons. It says that you're doing it for business reasons. Well, business, what does business mean? Business means, something that you do to earn money. I don't have a problem with people who monetize their channels on YouTube. That's perfectly standard and quite normal that people want to do that. Why not? As long as they don't hurt others, they don't cyberbullying, harass, spread misinformation, etc., etc., etc. And that's not been the case, has it, with you, Armchair Detective? You're now putting out spurious lies about Frankie Ruzek. You're claiming that the Ruzeks are millionaires. The list is endless, quite frankly. But what you're missing, and I'm afraid I don't think you'll ever get, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but I do have quite a lot of extensive knowledge of life and experience in certain areas, is that this is their family. So when they decided to stop you using their photographs of their murdered family, it was after 3 years of relentless misinformation, harassment, creating fake insiders, dissing, if you like the word, the CBI, etc., etc., etc. No other reason. The truth channels, the little truth channels, if you want to call them that, because you do, or as you like to call them, quote, haters, which is a word that too many people use too easily. Hate, it's too strong a word. It's not. Having a difference of opinion or wanting a debate is not necessarily hate. Well, it isn't hate as far as I'm concerned. It's called debate. That's how I learned, because I don't debate in the way that you do. I debate in a much measured way after doing research. Armchair Detective. So what you've been doing is not for altruistic, reasons. It's for creation of a business, isn't it? It's for your own personal benefit, if you like. You say that you don't believe that it's a closed case. Well, it is a closed case, end of. Speculation, well, we all do that when a case is live, if you like, or ongoing, before facts are known from law enforcement. But once it's closed and the perpetrator is inside the prison and you're continuously told the facts, and the family have actually talked to you and to your sidekick, Bubbles, when they've said this, it means, and asked you to stop because they know the facts. Because actually, at the end of the day, who's going to know the facts more, apart from law enforcement, etc., on a case like this? Well, it's going to be the family of the victims, isn't it? It's not going to be somebody sitting in their room making up stuff, creating stuff, just to keep it going. 3 long years. And in the UK at the moment, in Parliament, as I've said before on my channel, we are now going through, as it started on the 7th of September, along with the Online Safety Department of Ofcom, And I've listened to it every day. I'm listening to the case histories of people who've suffered from online harassment and cyberbullying. One gentleman lost his daughter to suicide through online harassment. And doesn't mean I'm accusing you of that, armchair detective. I'm just saying there are many people hurt, and words hurt. People say it's only YouTube. Well, it isn't only YouTube, because when you start going into people's real life, like you've done, and you start accusing a young man who's only trying to help his sister and nephew and niece's memory stay pure, stay alive, stay the way it should be, with the truth and the facts, you're not doing any good at all. You're not helping anybody. And you're not helping yourself either, are you? I don't expect you to understand, don't expect you to care, because I think after 3 years it proves that you don't. And actually, I think I remember you saying it. But the online safety bill going through Parliament will take several months to go through, because they're going through all the case studies and reports that many thousands of people have sent to the UK Parliament regarding people on social platforms. And it's also focusing, its main focus really, is companies like YouTube, Google, Facebook, etc. But I'm going to focus on YouTube here because that's where we are, is to actually fine such companies as YouTube potentially, who allow people on their platforms who do spread misinformation, lies, cyberbully, harass, etc. They need to try to stop it, to try and put a halt to it as much as they feasibly can, bearing in mind YouTube spreads the globe. And all laws are different in each country. But the point is, it's underway now. And as I say, I've been listening every day, as much as I can, to the live releases of case reports by real families, real people in deep distress who've been really hurt. And the Ruzek family, whilst they're not sitting in Parliament at this point talking about their case has been submitted, and it will be there amongst everyone else's. And they will see the harassment in Parliament. So I guess this is quite a strong video for me, whatever you want to call it. But I applaud everybody hugely, and I stand with them to try to help the Ruzek family get legal representation here in the UK, bearing in mind they're in America. And you have to remember, folks, laws are different in each country. So it's going to be quite a battle to get everyone to agree, but we will get there. Whatever is going on in the UK, and people say, well, the UK government is useless or whatever, but they are actually, when you actually follow what they're doing with the online safety bill, it is actually a serious business with serious people, with serious research and serious case studies every single day, so that they can try to help people stop harm, stop abuse, stop misinformation. That's what it's about. I'm not here because I hate anyone. That's not in my vocabulary, hate. It's just not in my vocabulary. My thing is facts matter, truth matters, integrity matters. Hurting people, it is just not right. It is not moral, in my opinion. So you may start up another channel. I'm sure you will. Allegedly, possibly. Try. But you cannot keep abusing this family, because you are abusing this family, aren't you? You really are. And for what reason? Well, what the quote that sticks in my mind from one of your lives recently was, I'm losing my quotes business, quotes, if I'm not allowed to do the Watts case. Business. What's business? Earning money. It's not for altruistic reasons, in my opinion, allegedly. So I wish the Ruzeks well, and I hope that the lawyer that they use in the UK perseveres with this. And I hope that he, or whoever they are, liaises with Parliament, because he should, or they should, the company that they're using. It's vital. And it's a really good time in a way to do that because of the bill going through. I've read that it might take 3 months. It may take longer, the bill, the online safety bill, to try and change the way things are handled. But we have to have hope, and we have to keep fighting. And it's just a tragedy that after such a tragedy, this family has to do this. And I hope people try and understand why they're doing it. It's not because they want to stop people talking about the case. It's because they want to stop misinformation, cyberbullying, harassment, etc. by some YouTube creators. And the main one is Armchair Detective, in my opinion. This video is done for fair use, education, integrity, truth. Take care, everybody, and I hope to see you all soon. But I may well just go back to what I was doing 3 or 4 years ago, which was just lurking around, enjoying what I call real true crime channels and other channels. There's so much on YouTube to follow that is good and wholesome and nice and actually gives you pleasure. And I wish the Ruzeks well going forward, and I will be keeping an eye on it myself, like everyone else. So take care. I apologise if my thought process is a little bit off today, but that is down to ill health and being in a hospital. I'm not ashamed to say it out loud. It's not a weakness to be ill. It's just a fact. So take care. See you around the tubes. Much love to you all. Carrie Pink. Stay safe.